Denim on Denim is called Canadian Tuxedo for a reason. We take it very seriously.
My name is KJ, and you're listening to the Supernatural Opinions podcast, where some things in this world are supernatural. My pronouns are she, they, and this is the podcast where I talk to my fellow Supernatural fans about Supernatural, and we share our Supernatural opinions.
Today we're recapping Season 2, Episode 11, Playthings, which originally aired on January 18th, 2007, and here to help me do that are my guests of the week, Frances and Emmie. Frances, it's been a while since you were here. Remind everyone who you are.
Hey, I'm Frances. I go by she, her, and I am super duper excited to be back here.
Yeah, and Emmie, you haven't been here since this season started, so remind everyone who you are.
Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. Hi, I'm Emmie in Painla67 on TikTok and Twitter, and I'm so stoked to be back to talk about this episode. Connecticut rep.
And did you want to give your pronouns, or no?
Oh, she, they. Forgot. Sorry.
No problem.
Do you ever forget your own pronouns?
Yes. Yes, because I still debate on where we're going to land with them all the time, so yes. Absolutely. This week's episode will contain spoilers for this episode and may reference previous episodes, but probably won't contain spoilers for later episodes of Supernatural, unless it does.
It could, you never know.
This week's episode is titled Playthings, and that's a reference to something, I'm sure. I did not look up what it was. Ed and KJ might have to add that in. I just realized I didn't look it up. And this week's episode was written by Matt Whitten and was directed by Charles Beeson. Matt Whitten wrote No Exit, which was the Joe episode. And these are his only 2 episodes of Supernatural, so hi Matt, bye Matt. Thank you for being here, but shoot on.
Bye, bitch.
This is Charles Beeson's first time directing Supernatural, but he's going to be here 14 times, all the way up till the end. He has 2 episodes he directed in season 15. So this is his first time here, but he's sticking around. He's also an Eric Kripke regular. He's also directed 2 episodes of Timeless, 9 of Revolution, and all 5 episodes of Revolution Enemies of State, as well as an episode of a show that I loved but was axed, Wisdom of the Crowd, and 19 episodes of EastEnders. So that guy's busy.
Oh, yeah.
He has a lot going on. Does he need, like, a Zanny? Is he okay?
Yeah, and he spends a lot of time with Eric Kripke, so probably not. But yeah, I know we have a lot to talk about, so I just wanted to get through that and get right into the recap, if you guys are good.
Oh, I am ready. Let me pull up the notes app on my phone, where I just want you guys to know, the first thing that I have, this note is just titled, Where Are the Polly Pockets? So, we will get to that.
That is a fair statement, I think, actually. So we open with a mover and Miss Thompson, who owns a hotel, which was apparently once a romantic getaway, and 2 little girls who are both very offended that their toys are being boxed up. They both say son of a bitch, which is amazing. I love when kids swear. Then Tyler goes upstairs, and she has a giant dollhouse and a lot of dolls. They're all old and porcelain, which is where I'm assuming this Polly Pocket note is coming from.
Yeah, no, because, I was watching it and I was like, this was shot in what? This is season 2, so this was shot probably in 2007? 2006 maybe?
It aired in January 2007, so it was probably filmed in 2006.
I was the fine age of 7 years old in 2006, so I'm about as old as these girls were at the time. Well, you know what I mean. But I did not play with, creepy porcelain dolls. I was like, where are the Polly Pockets, the Barbies, the littlest pet shops?
Yeah.
Where are the
Bratz dolls?
Bratz dolls. Where are, the things
oh my god,
that
Bratz were huge in 2006. Where
are they? In 2006. I felt very misrepresented as someone who was a child in 2006.
As someone who was also about that age in 2006, can confirm. Also, I love the name Tyler for a girl, by the way.
I was gonna say that. I didn't want to interrupt you, but yeah.
Tyler play with the dollhouse, and she sees one at the bottom of the stairs with his neck broken, his head's turned all the way around, and then cut to a scream, and then the mover guy is dead at the bottom of the stairs, just like her doll.
I was like, wow.
Fun. Yeah.
I forgot Supernatural used to be a horror show.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a a lot. But anyway, we're in Peoria, Illinois, where we were last week, confirming the answer to our uncertainty as to where Peoria was last week. Last week we're like, what state is that? We don't know.
Wait, aren't we in... No, we're in Connecticut right now with this episode.
We're with the boys, so they're in Peoria.
Oh, right. My bad. Because I was very excited to talk about Connecticut, so we'll get to that.
I'm so glad that you're here to talk about Connecticut. A place that I have never been.
Where's I live?
But the boys are in Peoria, Illinois, and there is a missing poster for Ava Wilson. Ava is very tiny, by the way. Her missing poster says that she is 5'5" and she weighs 108 pounds. Ava needs to eat a cheeseburger.
My God.
I know she was like 8 weeks out from her wedding, so she was probably trying to lose weight because that's like a thing that women in 2006 did. But oh my God,
am I crazy, or did that picture on that flyer not look like her at all? It was a very bad photo of her. Like there's millions of pictures probably of her. It's 2006. The digital camera is thriving. We could be doing a way better photo. I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure they were still filming Supernatural on film in 2006.
No.
To be honest.
You know,
stop it! Don't make people feel old.
But yeah, I was like, wow, is that how much like the actress actually is that the actress's actual dimensions? Like, not to focus on like weight for a minute, but like I'm 6'5'7", and I am nowhere close to 108 pounds. That is insane.
That's probably not, actually.
That's
even,
gotta
like,
be just a number that some of the men in the props department came up with, right? Like,
yeah.
Definitely.
Like, she's small, but 108 pounds is very, very tiny for an adult woman.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sam is on the phone with Ellen, who has nothing on Ava, and Sam has come up with nothing in his search. Ellen has, however, noticed that there are 2 free accidents at the hotel that we saw earlier and recommends that they go check it out, and I resent the fact that Ellen's not actually here.
I know. Ellen. I had like a jump scare when I saw her because I'm on season 13 right now. So I had like a jump scare when I saw her. I was like, oh my God, Ellen.
You're like, oh, it's been so long. Anyway, she's like, you guys should really go check that out. So Sam tells us about a first accident that happened before the dude who breaks his neck, which was a lady drowning in a bathtub. And Dean is very shocked that Sam wants to work, and he's not being like more angsty about Ava the Sam Winchester
he uses
way.
The word angsty too. I thought that was a really nice touch.
And also the phrase the Sam Winchester way.
Yeah.
Really was just wow. Chef's kiss.
Chef kiss. Oh my God.
Sam is feeling guilty. It's been a month since Hunted happened, and they have not found Ava. They've found absolutely nothing. However, other people need saving, so they might as well do that. Sam declares attitude's so healthy he's uncomfortable, and they head to Connecticut.
Cornwall, Connecticut.
Specifically.
Is that a real place?
Yeah, it's a real place. It's like an hour from my house. I was gonna go, like, in preparation for this recording.
That's a lot of
work.
work.
I was like, that's a lot of work to just drive around Cornwall. It's like a really small town. It has like 1,000 people in it. I looked it up. It's like very far. But like, I can't speak to Cornwall, okay? But from what I've seen of Connecticut, the house that's there does not look like one of the inns that you would see, okay?
This place is so cute. I have some notes at the end about the actual like filming locations.
Yeah, because I know they didn't film it in Connecticut.
Dean is stoked for an old school haunted house and makes a Scooby-Doo reference. Although, you know, they immediately are like, this isn't a ghost. So it's weird that he's like, this is an old school haunted house, and then immediately takes them forever to get to Ghost. But
then he says he wants to fuck Daphne, and I was
does.
You know, they make so many Scooby-Doo references. We should keep account of them.
Honestly.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
I feel like we've already missed a few, to be honest, but yeah, I did notice that Dean did mention loving Daphne. That does track.
Yes.
He also like has a lack of animosity towards Fred that he grows to have later. Dean and Fred have issues. It's fine.
It's the funniest.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, Emmy's like 3 episodes away from there. Sam spots a hoodoo symbol called a 5 spot on an urn. He calls it an urn. I call it a flower pot. I don't know why we're trying to call flower pots something they're not, but
no, because it's supposed to be spooky, KJ. It's an urn, but it's spooky. It's so. Would you even say it's supernatural?
Dean points out that they're in an old hotel owned by white people. I mean, what is like people who live in Canada are Canadians. People who live in Canada are Canadians. People who live in Ontario are Ontarians. What are people who live in Connecticut? What do we call you?
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm about to embarrass every single person who's ever lived in Connecticut. But, so I actually learned this in college when I was living in Hawaii, that we're technically the Nutmeg State. So people, like, they call us nutmeggers.
I love that.
Which is absolutely horrendous.
My notes say, my notes literally say, Connecticutians? Ask Emmie.
Nutmeggers is what I've heard. I'm sure there's another
Nutmeggers.
word. Connecticut people, don't yell at me in the comments. But, like, not that, I mean, anyone else lives in Connecticut. I'm the only resident here. But, I don't know. That's the only thing I've heard us
Because,
called.
like, Ontario, like, in Ontario, like, we're Ontarians, and Quebec people are Quebecers, and Alberta people are Albertans.
Quebecers is so cool.
California, we're Californians.
My friends found that out when I lived in Hawaii, and they were like, "We're gonna call you a nutmegger now," and I was like, "This feels like insulting." Like,
It does sound insulting a little bit, but it's kind of cute.
It's like you're calling me a peanut butter cookie. I'm just very offended, but that's what they're called.
Tyler bumps into Sam running through the lobby while they, like, go in to get a room, and they learn that the hotel is closing at the end of the month, and Miss Susan Thompson assumes a few things here about the Winchesters, that they're in town antiquing, which is code for that they're gay.
Yeah.
And that they're a couple, which stuns Dean, and Sam quickly corrects, like, oh, no, we're just brothers. Like, Sam figured out what she was saying before Dean did.
My favorite thing, though, is Sam being like, "Oh, no, we're just brothers," and Dean being like, "What the fuck do you mean we look the type? What does that mean?" Like, the queer repression is so bad.
Yeah. Dean's like, what do you mean? And Sam spares poor Susan from answering, but I do want to know what the answer was, because, like, on one hand, like, people don't look gay, but on the other hand, like, look at you!
Some do, yeah.
Look at that man!
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Dean is so fruity, he belongs in a basket, and I'm not even mad about it. Like, it's so good.
Where is the lie?
Like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, on one hand, I'm like, you can't just look at someone and know they're gay, but on the other hand, look at that man. That is totally...
Yeah.
Like, what was Susan gonna say? Their room number is 237, which is a Shining reference.
Wait, so there's something... I mean, I understand why you skipped over it, because it's not important at all. But I made a note about it because I wanted to talk about it in relation to Connecticut, where the dude, like the old man who leads them up to their room, that's 237, he's like, this place used to be really fancy. Like, there have been 2 vice presidents who have laid their heads on these pillows. And I literally just, like, stopped the episode because I was like, oh my god, that so sounds like someone in Connecticut bragging about being in Connecticut. Like, because that's the type of shit that we brag about. Like, hey, a vice president stayed here for like 12 hours one time. Can you believe that? That shit's crazy. Like, that's Connecticut. I don't know if they had someone from Connecticut in the writer's room, but if they didn't, they nailed it.
I was too busy focusing on the butler's name is Sherwin.
Really?
Yeah. And as he is showing them up to the room, he is dragging Dean's bag up the stairs. I would die watching someone drag my luggage around like that.
Yes.
I used to work in a job not dissimilar to this. I will talk about it later in this episode. And I would die.
And then the guy has the audacity to be like, what, no tip?
Yeah, literally. Just gouging them. Oh my god.
And Dean gives him a tip.
Yeah, literally.
I can't.
Anyway, he tells the boys that, like, Susan tried to keep the hotel running, but, like, business just got slow.
Yeah.
And, like, this is 2007, so we're not even, like, full-on economic crash yet. Bad times. But, yeah, so they could have gotten separate rooms. It seems like there's an empty hotel, but...
They're best friends. They want to stay in the same room together.
They corrected Susan, like, oh, no, like, we're not a gay couple, but, like, they didn't correct her enough to get separate rooms in this seemingly empty hotel that's literally so empty it's closing.
Literally, there have been episodes, like, in later seasons where someone will get them separate rooms, and they're just like, wait, what do you mean? All they know is sharing a room, okay? It's actually much more tragic than it sounds.
I wrote in my notes that Sherwin expects a tip after the luggage crimes that just occurred.
That's what it is. They're crimes.
It really is.
And it's so funny because Dean at one point offers, he's like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And Sherwin is like, no. And then he's like, now give me money.
I mean, last time you were here, we talked about how precious Sam's laptop is. Sam is not letting Sherwin touch his luggage because imagine if someone did that and Sam's laptop was in the bag. Like, that thing's broken.
Yeah.
Poor little Sammy boy. My baby girl.
Sam is not loving the decor of the hotel, but Sam's like, I don't care, let's focus on the case, but not too long because we're really here for binding discourse.
So, low-key, the first time I watched the episode and I saw the dress on the wall, I expected a ghost to pop out of the dress, a la Beetlejuice style.
Honestly.
Not a la Beetlejuice style. Oh my god. Literally, I was like, why would you hang a wedding dress like that? Like, not even on a hanger, just like tacked in.